Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing something that I haven't done in a very long time. I am sitting down in front of my camera and I'm talking and I'm ranting, and I haven't done this in a long time. I think it's been like a good 6 months since I stopped doing my Rainy Pant Thursdays because I was just getting a lot of energy was put into it and I just had no more ideas, and I was just like running out of that. Like, I didn't want to do it anymore. So I figured I'm gonna take a step back and I'm going to not do Rainy Pant Thursdays anymore and just do a Makeup Monday like normal. And it actually was less stressful and it was great. But my last life update video was in March 2019. This year, obviously, because today is the 30th of January, which means it's the second last day of the decade. I am ready for this decade to end. I'm ready for this year to end. This year was insane. A lot of good things, a lot of bad things. I mean, a lot of bad things happened. So I figured it's time for an update on my life. So let's catch up to speed. So I actually quit my job at, well, where I was working last year and the year before, so 2018, 2019. I quit. I had to. I was just kind of getting over the job. I didn't want to do it anymore. I was just like, I don't feel like I want to do this. It was just a lot of energy wasted in working there, and I just felt like I'm not into it anymore. Like, yes, it was good money, but it just sort of felt like I was being put on the back burner with the bosses as well, because there were other stores that they had to deal with, but they didn't actually take the time to deal with the store that I was working at. And like, it just kind of felt like I was being neglected. The store was being neglected. The reason that the store wasn't doing so well is because they neglected it, because it just looked so bland. Like, it just didn't look nice. It looked awful, and it just looked so nasty. And I hated walking in there every day and being like, this is what I have to work with. Like, it's not appealing to anybody. Nobody was going to walk in like after looking at the window, because the window is just disgusting. Like, it just didn't look nice, and they neglected that. And that's why the store wasn't doing so well. Obviously, I did all the paperwork. I did my job like I was supposed to, but I wasn't allowed to touch the displays. There was a lot of like restriction there, and there's not much that I could have done. Also, it was just very quiet. And the fact that they actually hired somebody to do their website. Now, what this guy told me is that he's like, I'll work for free, obviously, just for like the experience. And then my boss was like, no, we'll pay you. So he worked on the website. He was working in one of the Sydney stores, but then they moved him up to my store because it was more quiet, which is understandable. But the reason it was quiet is because they were never there. They were there at night time on their way driving down from Newcastle to Sydney, or from Sydney to Newcastle. They never stopped in for a day. And it was just like, well, I need to talk about these sort of things with the boss, and it's more of a face-to-face conversation rather than an on-the-phone conversation, or to put it in an email, because the emails were always neglected too, where I just never got a reply. Anyway, so this guy that they hired, he ended up in my store, and it was not a fun time. Basically, we argued pretty much every day, and the reason being is like, I'm the manager. No, you're not. Like, I told him, you're not the manager. I would have been told. I would have been notified that he was the manager. Like, they made the girl that I used to work with the manager of the store, which was fine. She'd been there longer. But the fact that they had him as the manager when he'd only been there for like 3 months and didn't know crap about the job, it was like, okay. So I was just like, we just had a lot of arguments about it. So I took a day off. I needed a day off for a rehearsal for dancing. And obviously, I come back and he screwed up everything. I told him the day before, like, if you need me, this is my number, if it's an emergency. But he ended up calling me about something, I'm like, and about some podiatrist thing. And he's like, is there a script to this? And I told him, I haven't, like, that script, no, there's no script to that one at all. So the next day I come in, he had screwed up everything. He didn't do it to, like, I'm very OCD in things. So I like things the way they are. I like to keep things neat as possible. And I don't like people doing my job. It irks me quite a lot. So obviously he basically screwed everything up, and I was just sort of like, look, I'm over it. And I got kind of upset about it. And obviously we got into this argument. He's like, well, the reason that you're being cut down to 3 days instead of doing 5 is because you can't make the sales, and I made sales yesterday, so obviously I should be the manager. And I was like, I don't want to deal with this. So I spent like the next 15 minutes in the bathroom crying. I texted my mum, I just need to quit. Like, I cannot deal with this anymore. And so she told me, she texted back, do what you need to do. I fully support you. So I'm like, thank goodness she supports me for that. So I texted my boss, hi, I'm sorry, but I quit. I cannot do the rest of today. I'm not coming in Monday. I expect to be paid for this week as well as my super, because Funny thing, they hadn't paid my super in over a year because apparently they got locked out of it. They didn't have the login, so that was interesting. Apparently, like, it was more of a face-to-face conversation as well, so I couldn't really have it in writing, but that's what they said. They didn't have the login. But I'm starting to ramble about this, but I texted her and she's like, no, you can't do that. And she said, and I told her, look, I kind of just did, like, I'm not doing the rest of today, I cannot work here anymore. And she asked why, what happened, and I told her, and she's like, why haven't you come, like, talk to me about this before? And so I was just like, look, I don't like confrontation, I hate confrontation, it's not something, it's more about I will walk away from something that I love if it means I don't have to deal with this anymore. That's the sort of person that I am. So that's why I quit, and so that's why I was jobless for like a month. Okay, so that was like a 5-minute rant on like why I quit my job and a 5-minute story of why I quit. Obviously I had a month where I wasn't working. Like in the first week I was like, I'll hand out my resume, I'll do everything that I need to. Like I was looking online for jobs, I was handing out my resume to stores and like the shopping centre and just around where I could get to by bus because I didn't have a job, like I didn't have my license. So that was pretty much what I did for like a month. For the first week. The second week, well, at the end of the first week, I had a couple of calls for like to come in for a trial or an interview. So I did. In the second week, I had 4 kind of like job situations. One of them was a trial, didn't work out. Second one was an interview, also didn't work out. Third one was another interview, and then the fourth one, which this lady, she was great. She's like, oh, I don't, like in the interview, she's like, I have nothing else to say except you're hired. So I'm like, awesome. So she's like, well, I'll send you the contract. But apparently she'd overhired, so she didn't need to hire anybody. So I was like, bro, that's really kind of sad and not great. So then I spent the next week doing nothing, pretty much just filming, like legit filming. I spent it filming a lot of videos, in like the last 2 weeks. And in like the weekend before, like the week before Christmas, I had a call from this man, and he's like, oh, you worked at Muffin Break? I'm like, yeah, I did. And so he's like, can you come in for an interview? And I'm like, okay, I can come in for an interview. I went in on Monday. He asked me to come back in the afternoon to come in the next day at 6:30 in the morning because he wanted me to open, and I'm like, that's fine, I can do that. I was there for a couple of hours, and then I pretty much had a trial week, but he gave me paperwork from there. So it was kind of like, okay. So I got the job there. Not disclosing where that is, just making coffees pretty much. It's great, it's a good job. It's not bad. So that's pretty much what happened. I do have a job, but because I pre-filmed pretty much everything, I'm talking like pre-filming my makeup videos for next year, I said I don't have a job. I do have a job now, so just be aware of that coming up in future videos, because I can't really change that now because they're all edited as well, so they're ready to go on my computer. I actually started a new Instagram account, actually. It's my makeup account. So for all the makeup looks that I do, because I'm like, every time that I want to post something, like my Instagram, my personal Instagram is like legit, just like, it's in a thing, like it's in a sequence. I've been doing it for like a year now. It's literally like, it's either someone, it's like someone else, something, it could be like a dog or it could be a pair of thongs, and then there's me. So obviously there's a bit of thing there. Obviously, I'm running out of pictures of me. I don't care. I really don't. But it's just something that I like to do to keep in order. Again, that OCD is there. Trust me. But I was like, every time I want to post a picture of me, I'm like, I want to post a makeup picture because I've got some really cute makeup pictures. But I'm like, let's actually like start a makeup account. And I did put a poll on my Instagram, and I started one. So I have one now. And there's like, there it is, my makeup account. Obviously, my favorite one is obviously the Queen's birthday one that I did, which was friggin' gorgeous. If I say so myself, it's gorgeous, it's pretty. And I will post every Monday when I upload my video, obviously. Just so that's the close-up of what it looks like, to the tutorial as well, / if it's a review. Obviously, some of them are not great, because sometimes there's a lot of fallout. Other times there's like a lot of like, yeah, it's very iffy. But I'm glad that I started my makeup account. I've only got like 100 followers, but I don't care. It's fine. I mean, I only follow the important people like Kim Kardashian and Sephora, and who else I actually like? Anastasia Beverly Hills is pretty good. And Jeffree Star Cosmetics. That's like what I love. Yeah. I also bought a shit ton of new palettes. That's what I did this year. I got my first ever Jeffree Star Cosmetics one, I think. Hang on. Let me double check. 9 months ago, 12 months ago. January, here we go. Let's see. Yes, I did. 7 months ago, I got my first ever Jeffree Star Cosmetics palette. I got the blood sugar one. It was the one that I really liked. I'm like, I need to get it. So I did. I also got my first ever Morphe palette too. The James Charles one. Which, by the way, I gave to my sister because I don't like James Charles because James Charles is a dipshit. He really is. And if you didn't know that already, then where have you been living under a rock? Let's see. I also bought I bought 3 Morphe palettes. The James Charles one, the 34. I don't know what it is. It's a rainbow ass palette. I want to say it's a. I don't know what it is. And then the Morphe X Jeffree Star one. I ended up buying a lot, like the new High Tides and Good Vibes like palette. It was interesting. It was very weird. I purchased the Blue Blood palette, the Jawbreaker palette, as well as the Conspiracy palette. From Jeffree Star Cosmetics, I ended up buying the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina Collection Volume 1, 2, and 3. I purchased the ABH X Alyssa Edwards palette, the Jackie Aina palette, and I think that's it. I think I had the Riviera last year. And the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. So I purchased a lot of makeup this year. My bank account's like, what are you doing? You need a car. So, yeah, that's fun. Okay, I've had to zoom out on the camera a bit because I'm just gonna like show you life update. Also includes showing you what paintings I've done this year. So I'm gonna start off with the one that I first finished, and that was this one here. It's kind of messy on the side. There's more of like a galaxy sort of thing with the moon and stuff. I don't know, I just thought it was pretty, so I was like, let's do that. I kind of finished this one, but I don't know if I need to do anything else to it. It's a sunflower, kinda. I mean, it's a cute sunflower, so there's that. But I like it though. I think it looks pretty simple. Though it's kind of like different shades of blue on this. Like, I don't know if you can see that. Like, that's a darker blue to this, and yeah, I just got makeup on that. I used to have this obsession with the Yellow Brick Road and everything, and like the Emerald City. I have like a lot of paintings that include that, but I figured I'd add something a bit more extra to it. So I decided to add a tree. A scary ass tree. I was probably watching Oz the Great and Powerful when I was watching it and got the idea, but that's the tree. I might actually add some to that a bit just to go out a bit. Alright, it's probably like needs a bit more work on it, but it looks pretty decent to me. And I totally forgot that I put some reds and browns and yellows into the tree as well. So that's fun, just to give it a bit of colour, obviously. And the last one, which I actually really like, it's like a pop art kind of ish. It's one that I was like, look, this is how I'm feeling, and usually I paint my feelings. So obviously this one's a kind of dark, but it was a cute idea at the time. So that's probably one of my favorites that I've done ever. Like, I do a lot of like pop art and stuff. Like, I did a cute little pop art lady a couple of years ago when I was a TAFE, and it was great, and it turned out really good, and I was like, I'm good at pop art, what the heck. So this is my painting. It's kind of dark if you haven't noticed. It's really dark. It was just what I was feeling at the time, okay? Don't judge me. But that's pretty much it. You don't have to like my paintings. They're not for you. I mean, if you want to, I could paint something for you. But I'm not the greatest artist in the world. Trust me. So that's pretty much that. I have no idea what else I was going to tell you. Probably a bit more about life, but life's been pretty boring lately. Okay, so I wasn't planning on doing like a Christmas haul because I know I did one last year and it was kind of boring. But this year, I actually got decent presents. Like, I could. So I guess I could update you on what I got for Christmas as well. So my sister got me a friend's shower speaker. It's like a normal speaker, but you can probably waterproof. Yep. Awesome. My brother and his wife, oh yeah, they got married. It was great. Got me some Sephora brushes. There's like 3 there. They're very soft, so I could probably use that as a contour brush. So my mother, being the angel that she is, she decided to get me what was on my Christmas list. I could have told her, look, just get me money and I'll buy it myself. But she got me Beauty Blender, the Crown Jewels Blender Bundle. I did open it, but this is what it looks like on the inside. Like, there's 4 beauty blenders there, plus some cleaning soap for the beauty blenders, as well as some liquid blender cleanser. Sponge. Okay, so basically just soak it in these with a bit of hot water. I also got some Morphe X Jeffree Star sponges, which is fine, but they suck. Like, I used one this morning. I used one the other night too. It was just very hard. It didn't feel very soft like a beauty blender does. It just, like, I don't know, it was weird. And then mother also got me some Morphe Extra Freestyle lipsticks. So how fun is that? We love this. It's cute. She got the iconic nudes, and then she also got the iconic bolds. So I have some nude lipsticks and some red lipsticks. I probably have those colours in like the Cutie Beauty. Honestly, I probably do, but I don't care because Jeffree Star is actually like a gem. Let's see. I'm still single as hell. I mean, I've gone on dates with guys, and the guys are like, yeah, kind of not really. Mainly because the guys that I like, they've just gotten out of a relationship, and they're like, I don't want to date. So that's my struggle. I know that I did like 8 months ago. The struggles of dating was not great. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty much just me going out with the same guys over and over again. That's pretty much it. I'm pretty sure that's it. I've touched base on dating. My art kind of crap, my makeup. That's pretty much it. Like, I didn't do much this year. I quit my job. That's literally all that happened. Like, it's the most dramatic thing that happened. Actually, no, that's a lie. The most dramatic thing that happened this year is relapsing. So that's always fun. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video because I haven't done a sit down video in a very long time. Well, because I just didn't have that, like, I didn't want to do it anymore. So it's a good change. Next week I'll be back to normal tutorials because it's the first video of the year. So I'm ready for it, like pre-filmed and all ready to go. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, and if you haven't already, click that subscribe button down below because I make new videos every Monday, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.